What is up, guys? It's Oli here, and I'm going to be bringing another Pokemon Nerd Wi-Fi battle. And if I sound a little different, I'm a little sick right now, so I'm really sorry about that. But here I have an OU match with the same team I used last time, except now I swapped the Garchomp with the Salamence. And I'm going to tell you, I kind of liking the results here. The only thing is, the Garchomp having the 102 speed is actually kind of better than Salamence is 100. Wow. Okay, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But I'm going to lead off with Rotom as he leads off with him on top. Now, since this is a modest, you know, like, kind of a bulky, not hyper-offensive, but kind of a bulky, modest special attack Rotom. I forgot what this set is called. In either case, though, I'm going to go for Rolobus because I do not want him to get, like, have very strong close combats and sucker punches because I think that's what defensive hit on tops run. So I'm going to do that, but he actually Toxics me, predicting me either to Volt Switch into something else, or he just wanted to Toxic my Rotom, which wasn't a bad play on his part. So, but now I'm going to Volt Switch. I mean, Hydro Pump I feel like is, like, it's kind of too early to go for that, because I'm not going to do much damage with that anyway. But I know he's going to go for close combat, try and take me, you know, to do at least a good amount of damage to me. So, yeah, wow, I apologize. Close combat's my Salamence. It really does not do a lot of damage whatsoever. So now I know I can just go for Earthquake to take it out. I didn't want to go for Dragon Claw since this is Scarfed, and maybe I was thinking that he'd go into his Magnezone or like any Steel type. I think he had one more Steel type on his team. I don't remember. But in either case, I didn't want to go for Dragon Claw just in case he goes into his Steel type. But Earthquake doesn't even take it out. That's how bulky defensive Hitmontop is. So he actually gets the Toxic off my Salamence. But the thing is, since it's Scarfed, I still can use this Salamence, as I can just go for Outrage when it comes back onto like anything as a late game sweep. So I know I had to preserve the Salamence, especially due to him having two Dragon types. So I go and switch my Ferrothorn in onto his Latios, and yeah, switching my Ferrothorn in onto his Latios, predicting the Dragon move. But he actually goes for Surf, predicting my Heatran to come in, and now I knew he was switching his Magnezone to trap my Ferrothorn, so I was like, I am not letting that happen, and I'm going to bring in Heatran. Now, Heatran is technically also trapped, but Magnezone really can never do anything to Heatran anyway. So it goes for Volt Switch. It actually does a really hefty chunk of damage, but I know this is a very safe opportunity to actually use my Stealth Rocks. I mean, they weren't too influential in this game, but I still think they did help, so I'm kind of happy I actually made this play. And now, since I feel like I don't have much to switch into this Latios, so I'm just going to stay with my Heatran and go for Hidden Power Ice on this Latios. I thought that Surf would kill me. I was just trying to get a safe switch in with my Salamence or anything else that can take out this Latios. But luckily for me, he makes some misplay. He thinks I'm going to go back into my Ferrothorn or something, and he predicts my Magnezone to come in. I mean, he thinks I'm going to go into Ferrothorn, so he goes to his Magnezone, but that doesn't work out that way. And then I see him go for Hidden Power. I'm like, what is he doing? And then I realize he's going for HP Ground, which I never see in Magnezone. But now that I know my Breloom outspeed is a Magnezone, I can easily just go into it and go for the Spore. I can Spore anything on his team. Even his Magnezone was Scarfed, Hidden Power Ground wouldn't do anything to this Breloom, so I would just Spore anything on his team. That's why Breloom is so dangerous, because it can Spore anything. And now, knowing that he's going to switch out, I mean, setting up is not a good idea at this point. It's too early in the match, so I'm just going to go for Bullet Seed. And I knew he'd switch out. He just wouldn't want us to stay in and let me get set up to, like, +6 to go for Mach Punch. So he's going to go to Latios, and I knew he would, so I went for Bullet Seed, and since Latios is a very small defense stat, I thought I could do a lot of damage with Bullet Seed. But luckily, I get the 5-time hit, and I actually take it out. Like, 4-time would actually be great, because then Mach Punch would kill it, and I think even 3-time would kill it after Life Orb and Mach Punch to that Latios. But in either case, I know he brings in Salamence. I'm thinking he's probably going to go for the Outrage. He does go for the Outrage. I mean, I was thinking maybe he has Fire Blast, because my Scarf Salamence does have Fire Blast on it. But he actually just goes for Outrage, and I'm like, alright, this Rotom really isn't useful on my against this team. Like, I know his team, it's really not useful whatsoever, so I can just use it as fodder. But now that he's locked into Outrage, I can easily go into my Ferrothorn to take the Outrage hit no matter what. I mean, it's just... Ferrothorn is just really defensive. Like, this thing is so good. People are so underprepared for it nowadays, or at least from my experience. Like, I haven't battled in, what, like 3-4 weeks, and I had like 6 battles, and nobody was prepared for this thing. Maybe I was playing bad players, but it's just so, it's so good. I love this thing. It's so good. But in either case, he's going to get the 3-turn Outrage, which I was kind of hoping he would get, so I could just take him out with Gyro Ball, which I do. So now, he's actually gonna, I believe, bring in his Magnezone. Yeah, he does, to trap me in, but I'm like, alright, since you don't have Hidden Power Fire, I can just take you on one-on-one because it really just doesn't do any damage to it. And since I have Leech Seed, any single damage you do to me, I'm just gonna get it back. So I really felt comfortable in that position. And now, like, I think he realizes that even though he has me trapped, I'm on the winning side of this battle. So he's gonna switch out and go into his Haxorus as I go for Power Whip to do some sort of damage to that Ferrothorn. Now, when he switches in his Haxorus, I'm like, it really can't do anything to me. Like, it doesn't get Fire Punch. Until I totally forgot that Haxorus gets Superpower as a black and white 2 tutor move. So he just go for Superpower, and I was like, oh yeah, it gets that move. So he does take me out. That's fine though, because I mean, now that he's locked into Superpower, I can just bring anything on my team in safely, as his attack and defense got lowered. So anything that I bring in was gonna do crucial damage to him, and he's not gonna take any damage from it either. So I'm going to bring in my Specs Keldeo. I'm just going to go for the Hydro Pump because I know he's going to switch out because Superpower is not going to kill Keldeo. It's going to do, like, it probably would have done like half or even less. So I'm just going to go for Hydro Pump to do damage on anything that comes in. He goes into Magnet Zone. I take it out with Hydro Pump really easily. And now he's going to go to Haxorus, and I'm like, alright, maybe Outrage can one-shot me, so I don't want to take the risk. So I am going to fodder out my Rotom, as that's all it was really used for in this game. It just wasn't useful against this team at Hydro Pump and Volt Switch as the attacking moves, and since Haxorus and Salamence and Latios, he had 3 Dragon types, what the hell. In either case, though, it just wasn't useful for him whatsoever, so I'm going to bring in my Salamence, and just take it out. I mean, since I'm Scarf, and I'm guessing he's Scarf, like that Haxorus is definitely Scarf, but since I'm Jolly Scarf, I know I will outspeed this Haxorus no matter what. I'm just gonna go for Dragon Claw because I do not want to lock myself into Outrage and let that Scizor wake up and then set up on me. I was pretty cautious on this play, so I'm like, alright, I can just Dragon Claw, and then I can switch it to anything else and take out the Scizor because he's guaranteed 1 sleep turn. So then I could just, you know, do a lot of damage on to a Scizor no matter what. Wait, that made no sense. Yeah, I can just do a lot of damage to a Scizor instead of, you know, getting locked into Outrage, because if he woke up and, I mean, since this is a bulky Scizor, I knew it because when I saw leftovers in the beginning of the match, when I explored it, when I saw the leftovers, I'm like, this is a bulky Swords Dance Scizor, so I knew I had to play around, like, I had to play around it because I knew it would take the Outrage, and if it would wake up and set up, he actually could have had a late game sweep with this thing, so I couldn't allow that to happen, so I went for Dragon Claw for the safe play, went into Keldeo and took it out. That's what I'm trying to say is that it's just better to be safe than sorry. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. I haven't uploaded a narrated Wi-Fi battle in like 2 weeks, so yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Sorry for like uploading so much Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but you know, I'm kind of getting back into that. But I obviously still love Pokemon Wi-Fi battling. It's like it's what made me start this. Obviously, it's what made me start this whole thing. I had this channel for a while, but yeah, Pokemon is still awesome, and I don't even know what I'm trying to say, guys. Sorry for rambling. Rate, comment, subscribe. I hope you like this battle, and I will see you all later.